Here we are, so welcome. So there's, recording started. I'm forgetting everything today. I didn't mute everybody. Right. Okay, so we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to start in semi-supine, but Supta Baddha Konasana. So Supta is reclined. So we're lying on the mat. Just have a little moment here, first of all, just to sort of shuffle and feel the connection with your spine, maybe have a little tilt of the pelvis a few times until you find that neutral position. And then with your feet close together, just allow the knees to drop open. So we're coming into Baddha Konasana. So it's the first move, the first asana of the morning. So don't overdo it. And if they want to stay all the way up here, that's perfectly fine. Just let them find that position. So your knees are dropping open, just starting to open and stretch into the inner groins. So just do this to the level that is good for you. You can even have your hands on the outside of your thighs if that feels good for you. Otherwise, your hands can just be out in a gentle V. So just let go. And I just want you to notice what's happening with your lower back here. So has it arched away from the mat? So just see if you can allow it to find that neutral position. So don't force it down, just settle into it and close your eyes. Just take a few moments here. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sigh it out. Do that a few times. And notice as you sigh it out that you might get more of a connection with the mat, with your back, your shoulders, maybe even your hips, your knees will drop open a little wider. So just take a few more breaths here, just settle in. And I'll just explain what we're going to do today. So we're going to be working on arm strengtheners. And our theme is Santosha. Santosha means contentment in Sanskrit. It's one of the niyamas. So, you know, there's the 8 limbs of yoga and there's yamas and niyamas. Niyamas are the personal practices, the ones that are a bit more internal. There's 5 of them and Santosha is one. And just a brief description of it is accepting oneself, accepting and being content with your body's limitations. So rather than striving for more all the time, have the feeling that you're rejoicing in what you can do. And I think that's going to come into its own today because we're going to be doing some strong arm strengtheners. We're going to work into side plank and we're going to have a little dabble practicing the preparation for headstands. So I don't want to terrify you. And that's why I put that picture up of me just doing the practice for it. So just showing you that you can get that far, even if you never get to a headstand. And it doesn't matter because you've still got all the benefits of just building the strength in your arms and lengthening your spine and all of that. So we'll worry about that one when we get to it, or we won't worry because we're going to be content with whatever we can do. So you can keep your eyes closed if you want to. Take a breath in, float your hands up towards the ceiling and then let them float back to the mat behind you. So the backs of the hands are reaching and just really stretching the spine now as you breathe out. So breathe in, float the hands all the way back, resting them down alongside your body, and then breathing out, and floating them back. So just do this a few times. Start to feel that you're mobilizing your shoulders. Just breathing them in and lengthening, reaching through the fingertips, and then floating them back. Do that once more. Noticing your lower back may have peeled up a little bit from the mat, so that's okay. Just try and allow it to settle down when you're breathing out and resting the hands down. So the next time you breathe in, bring the hands up and just reach them to the ceiling and interlace the fingers and then turn the palms so that they're facing up to the ceiling. You might get some clicks in your fingers. So we've interlaced those fingers here. Take a breath in, breathe out, reaching back, keeping the hands interlaced. So just notice that that's a little bit different to when they were free, bringing them back up to center and sending them back. So you should be feeling this a little bit more into the shoulders because we've brought the arms a little bit narrower. So take your hands back up to the ceiling and then interlace the fingers again. Try and do it in a different way, so the way that feels odd. And then turn the palms up to the ceiling once more, and then reaching them back as you breathe out. So breathing in to reach up towards the ceiling, breathing out, reaching overhead. Once more, up and down. Well done. Okay, so just allow the hands to float back alongside the body now, and then gently help your knees to come back into that upright position. So from this semi-supine, we're just going to do a gentle bridge just to ease out our spine, because you might be feeling a little bit of movement in the spine from those arm stretches. So arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Just go gentle here. We don't have to come all the way up. We're just doing a little counter pose. So take a breath in. And as you breathe out, pressing your feet into the mat, send the knees away and just peel the back away from the mat. Breathing in, lay it back down on the mat. Just do that twice more. Breathe in, breathe out as you press the soles of the feet. Send the knees away. The back will peel up and away from the mat. Just gently easing into the spine and then back down. And repeat that once more. Well done. And then come back down to the mat. And then bring your knees up into a bent position so that the feet are pointing out. I don't know what they call, it's like a reverse tabletop. So your feet are out. Float your hands up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. So this is where we got to think about our coordination now. Your right arm is going to go back. Your left leg is going to reach. And you're keeping the left arm up to the ceiling, the right knee bent. And then breathe in, bring them back to that position we were in before, and then breathing out, swap. So now my left arm is reaching, my right leg is reaching, right arm up to the ceiling, left leg bent. So it's just like a scissor action. Just do this a few times, pointing through the toes, keeping the fingers pointing to the ceiling, and just lengthening through the spine and the backs of the legs. Keep your tummy muscles engaged, and that will support your lower back. So once more on each side. So we're finishing with the left arm behind right leg extended. And then take your hands to the, take your hands to the back of your thighs and just have a little roll on the mat. Just encourage that warming up of the spine. And then rolling back and forth. A few rolls on the mat and bring yourself up. So we're going to tuck our feet underneath our hips. And we're just going to do a few wrist exercises because when we come to do arm strengtheners, we're going to be relying on our wrists quite a bit. So just sit in a comfortable position. I'm just kneeling here. If that's not good for you, have your feet out in front and just rotate the wrists. So just releasing any tension that you've got in your wrists. Change the direction. Just warming them up. And then send the palms out in front of you so your arms feel strong here. And then take your right hand and place it so that the tips of your left fingers go to the wrist crease and encourage those fingers to come back. So don't over stretch it, just encourage them to get a nice stretch into the left wrist here. And then let go, send the palms back out in front of you, and then swap. So the right fingertips are in the left wrist crease and just encourage them back, keeping the arms straight and keeping them at shoulder height. Okay, let go, have another little rotate. So when we come down to the mat in a moment, we're going to make sure that we spread our fingers really wide, and that's going to give us a good grounding on the mat. So come to all fours. So I want you to think about your hands almost as if they're like pads, like an animal's pad, an animal's foot, and place them up and down just a few times so that you're really spreading your fingers and getting them wide on the mat. That's it. Well done. So in our all fours position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes into the mat. So nice strong legs. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, send your right arm forward, left leg back. Bird dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the elbow to the knee. So round in the spine as your right elbow touches your left knee. Breathe in. Extend. And then breathing out. Curling up. Do it once more on this side. There's a little bit of a balance. So engage your tummy muscles. And then once you've done your third, place your hand down. Come back to all fours. Let's do the other side. Take a breath in. Breathing out. Extend. Just breathing here as you reach for a moment. And then breathing out. Bring the elbow to the knee. Round the spine. Breathe in. Extend. Breathe out. Once more. And breathe out. Okay, hands back to the mat, knees on the mat. So this is the first of our arm strengtheners now. We're going to take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to step the right leg back, then the left, and come into a plank. So try and find that nice long straight spine. Make sure that you're not sinking into the shoulders, because that will put more pressure on your wrists. So keep that strong plank. Just take a few breaths here. We're going to make it a little bit more interesting. And as you breathe out, you're going to bring your knee to the elbow on that side, and then over to the other side. Once more. And then release. Sit back onto your heels. Oh, that warms you up, doesn't it? Just a few short moves, and already we can feel that we're warm. So just release through the wrists. Because we're going to do that again. And we're going to up the ante. And we did 2 that time. This time we're going to do 10. Remember Santosha. If you can't do it, it doesn't matter. You do what's right for you, and you rejoice in how many that you did. So take a breath in, step your feet back, come into plank, take a breath in, breathe out. 1, 2, keep breathing. 3, that long straight spine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try not to collapse. Take a breath in. Knees to the mat. Sit back. And just release those wrists. Take a breath here. Well done. So just let your breath settle. That was a nice strengthener for our shoulders and getting into the spine and warming up the hips at the same time. So from this position, take your toes into the mat, take a breath in. As we breathe out, lift your knees and your hips. Come to downward facing dog. Just taking a breath here, walk the heels. Easing out. One heel then the other comes to the mat. And then maybe both heels will rest towards the mat. So find your down dog, have your ears in line with your upper arms. Just take a few breaths here. And then walk your feet all the way to your hands. Find your Uttanasana forward fold. Just take a breath here. And then slowly, slowly come up like a rag doll. Well done. Everyone doing okay? Good. Okay, so we're going to do a little flow here. And it's a good idea to have a block handy. When we come into it, we're going to do some side moves, extended side angle and coming into triangle. So the block really helps for that. So stand up, straight and tall. Relax the shoulders down, softness in the knees. Just taking a breath in here. Just get everything settled and find your Tadasana. Feel the connection with the soles of the feet and the mat. And feel that strength in your upper body. Just have a little wiggle with your shoulders. We really warm them up. Taking a breath in, reach your arms out wide, up and overhead. And as you breathe out, dive down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, take your hands to your shins. Half forward fold. Breathing out. Take your hands to the mat. Bend your knees enough that you can plant your hands and step your feet back into plank. We're going to hold this plank for 5 breaths. We'll take nice deep breaths in here, remembering you're pushing the mat away, keeping the shoulders broad and wide. Nice strength through the legs, straight line from the top of the head to the heels. And talking here to avoid any, thinking, oh, what's going on, what's going on? I think it must be 5 by now. Take a breath in. We're going to lower to the mat. So take your knees to the mat, feet cross at the ankles, bend the elbows, lower all the way to the mat. Release the feet, taking a breath in here, pushing into the mat and lifting into cobra. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, toes into the mat, lift yourself back to plank. Breathe in, breathe out, send your hips up to the ceiling. You're in downward facing dog. You might want to bring your feet a little closer. Taking a breath here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then breathing in as you draw your right knee up to your chest, round the spine, come up on your left toes. Step that foot forward and through. Drop the back heel down into the mat, coming up to warrior one, breathing in, sweeping the hands forward, reaching up. Warrior one, well done. So we might need the block for the next one. So, or you might be fine and give you the option. So take the breath in. And as you breathe out, release your right hand to your right thigh. So you can bend the arm and place it here, or you can slide it down the leg. And that's where the block comes in handy. So if you're sliding down the leg, you might want to hold on to the block. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, your left arm is going to sweep up and over as you reach that extended side angle. So I'm showing this to you from the back on this side, because you'll see the other side will be moved to the left. So the block helps you to not collapse here. So you're keeping your shoulders open, or of course, it's better for you to put your arm on the thigh, then do that. This is your practice. So do what's right for you. Then breathing in, breathing out, pushing into the mat, come up to warrior two. So find your strong warrior. Take your gaze to the middle finger for your right hand, left arm behind you. Just check in, are the arms in alignment? Breathe in, breathing out. So we're going to straighten the left leg. We're going to use the block again in a minute. And as we tip forward, so send that left hip back, reach the right arm forward and tip so that the right arm comes towards the mat. Your block will be used here to open into triangle. See my triangle from the back, that's it. So reaching up, opening the back body, opening the chest. And if your balance is good, you can look at your left hand. Now you might not even need the block. You might be able to just slide your hand down there, and that's perfectly fine. If you're not using the block and you're resting on this leg, just don't push against the knee, because you're going to overextend that knee, and that wouldn't be good. So taking a breath here, as you breathe out, Bend the right knee and float the hands back to the mat and step the right leg back into good old plank. We're doing a lot of planks today. Breathe in, breathe out. Drop your right knee to the mat. Drop your left heel to the mat. And then your right hand is under your right shoulder. You're just going to open up through the chest and come into side plank. I am going to swivel around here to show you it this way. Side plank. So with side plank, you want to check that your hand, your lower hand, is directly under the shoulder to get more strength here, and that your right hand is stacked above it. So you've got an option here. If you're feeling strong in the arms, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, maybe you can release that bottom leg into full side plank. But if you don't feel like doing that today, keep the knee down. That's perfectly fine. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, take both hands to the mat, bring both knees to the mat, step back into plank. So you're going to side plank on the other side. So drop the knee, drop the right heel, open up the right arm. Take a breath here. And then you've got the option to slide the left leg to meet the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop the knee. Drop the hand. Take the knees wide, toes together. Come back into child's pose for a well-earned rest. Well done. And then breathing in, bring yourself back up onto the mat, coming back into all fours, toes into the mat. As you breathe out, lift your hips and come back to downward facing dog. We're going to be ready to go on the other side. So from our downward facing dog, take a breath in here. Draw the left knee up to the chest, come up onto your right toes. You're making loads of space. Step the foot forward and through. Drop the right heel. We're coming up into warrior one. Taking a breath in here as you press into the mat, engaging that left hip. Warrior one. Find that strong warrior. Breathing in. Breathing out. Dropping the left arm to the left thigh. Right arm comes up and over. So this is your option. Or you can slide the left hand down to the mat only if this chest stays open. Or we can use our block, and that helps the chest to stay open. So you pick the one that's right for you. Just take a few breaths here. Breathe in. Breathing out, pushing into the mat, coming up to warrior two. Find that strong warrior. Gaze down the middle finger of your left hand. Just check in with the back hand that it's in alignment. Check in with your left knee, because that tends to drop to the side. So make sure you're staying open here in the pelvis. So straight and tall with the center of the body. Breathing in. We're going to transition to triangle. So the left leg straightens, the right hip tilts. We just tilt the body so that the arm comes to the floor or the block. You decide. Opening the right arm up to the ceiling. Gaze into that hand if that feels good. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then floating the hands down to the mat as you bend the left knee. Plant the hands and step back into plank. Good old plank. Drop the left knee to the mat. Drop the right foot and reach the right hand up. You're coming into side plank on the left side. Reaching through those fingertips. So trying to stack the hands one on top of the other. So you've got this straight line through the arms up to the fingers. You've got the option here. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, maybe you want to release that back leg. So when you're in side plank, try and avoid doing this, sending the hip up. Trying to keep this nice straight line through the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop the knee. Drop the hand. Come back to all fours. And then switch sides. So left leg goes back. Right hand into the mat. We're doing a side plank on the other side. Building this strength in the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Leg goes to join the other extended leg. Sirsasana, side plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop the knee. Drop the hand. This time, lower yourself to the mat and come into crocodile pose. So one hand stacked on top of the other, forehead on the top. Elbows out to the side. Drop your heels in towards each other. Just take a few breaths here. Oh, strong asanas. Strong work. Keeping that upper body strong. Keeping your chest open. Well done. Reposition the hands alongside the chest. Reposition the legs. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just push up to all fours. So realign your knees under your hips. Toes into the mat. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Downward facing dog. Just take one breath here. Enjoy your down dog. And then walk your feet all the way to your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in. Slowly, slowly coming up like a rag doll. Right. Everybody all warmed up? Feeling good? Let's have a little go at the prep for headstand then, shall we? I'm going to show you what it is. You can choose whether you want to do it, and I'll just show you how you can get into a headstand, but I'm not expecting you to do it. I just think this prep is good for you. So what you do with headstand is you come down to all fours. You take your elbows down to the mat. So just watch me for a minute, because this is quite important. And then you bring your hands to the opposite arm. So you make sure you've got the distance right. And then you take your hands back to the mat. So they're now in a T shape. interlace your fingers and you're sort of cupping your hands here, and this is going to support your head. So then we drop the head towards the mat. Now I like to release the interlace and just stack the hands one on top of the other. And then when you're here, you remember you're not putting all of your weight on your head. It's these strong arms and shoulders that are supporting you. So from this position, you then lift your hips and you walk your feet so that your hips are stacked above your head. So we need this straight spine. So hopefully I'm there. And then eventually you can start thinking about releasing one leg and maybe the other. So you'll get the balance by doing this. Right, now I'm just going to show you how you can take it from that position up to a headstand, but I like to have a wall behind me for security. So once I've got to this point, then up I go, and then I can release from the wall. And when I come down, I gently come down into child. Okay, so you don't have to go up, but I think it's a good idea to try this. So let me talk you through it again, and then I'm going to watch you. So arms down onto the mat. Bring them so that your elbows are touching. Find that V. Interlace or stack them. Drop the head. Lift the hips and walk them towards the hands. Now let me look at you. That's it. So remember, you're protecting the crown of the head. You're not putting all of your weight on there. Think about the strength coming from your shoulders. Brilliant. That's it. So Sue, you're nearly there. You just need to walk your feet a little bit closer, and then your hips will be above your head. And you'll feel that balance yourself. You'll feel the strength of it. Jill Hazard, yeah, you're looking good. You're nearly upright. So remember, when you come out of it, stay down for a few minutes. Just, that's it. Stay down, make sure that you resettle your blood pressure. Well done. So just have a few tries and just notice what it feels like to get to that position where you can walk your heels in. So this is a little bit like when we come into dolphin pose, except that we've got our hands facing forward for that. So when you get into this position, you can feel how possibly you could start thinking about lifting your legs. Remember to rest in child afterwards. So even if you don't get to headstand, you get all the benefits of the inversion and the building strength in the arms and the shoulders. Okay, so bring yourself back to the mat into a seated position. And let's just come into Dandasana for a moment. Just let all the fluids come back to where they should be. So we're sitting up straight and tall here, pressing the backs of the legs into the mat, pointing the toes up to the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders. Just rest the arms on your thighs. Keep your tummy muscles engaged here. Relax these shoulders. Your gaze is to your toes. So Dandasana, stick pose or staff pose. It's a nice one to rebalance the body. Well done. And then gently lower yourself down to the mat. Take your hands alongside your body. Just rest here for a moment. I'm quite finished. And then find those strong legs once more. Have the toes pointing up to the ceiling. Press the backs of the legs into the mat. Float your hands up and imagine you're holding onto an imaginary bar here. Engage your tummy muscles. And as you breathe out, can you use that bar to pull yourself up back into Dandasana? So if you're near a settee or a chair, you can tuck your feet under so that it stops you going like this and using momentum to bring yourself up. So just see, let's have one more go and see if we can do it. So take your arms out in front of you and just lower yourself down into the mat. So we can do it coming down. It's just coming back up that's the difficulty. So arms are up. Imagine you're holding that bar, that imaginary bar. And then engage your tummy muscles, strong feet, push them back into the mat. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, sit yourself up. That's it. Trying to keep the feet on the floor. Brilliant. Well done. So this time we're going to come down to the mat for real and come into our Shavasana. So well done, everybody. I made you work this morning. The clue was in the class name, arm strengtheners. So hopefully you enjoyed that and your upper body is going to feel the benefits of that today. So find your Shavasana, lying down on the mat. Have your arms alongside your body in a gentle V. Have your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Let the toes drop out to the side. Just take a few breaths here. So finish where we started, taking a breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Letting go. Let go of all of that tension. Try that twice more, breathing in, sighing it out. Feeling how that exhalation extends each time you do it. Once more. Releasing any tension from anywhere where you're holding it in your body. Working from your forehead, down the sides of your neck, down your spine, your shoulders, your arms, down your hips, your legs, and your feet. And I'll just remind you of what our theme was today, Santosha. Santosha is the second niyama, described in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras as one of the 8 limbs of yoga. It denotes contentment and a lack of desire for what others have. The term is derived from the Sanskrit sam, meaning completely or altogether, and tosha, meaning contentment or acceptance. Altogether, it may be translated as complete contentment. Santosha is generally considered to be both an attitude and state of deep inner peace. Through practicing Santosha, the yogi is freed from cravings and desires. When they are free from such influences, They are also free to pursue their own calling without fear or manipulation. This is considered an essential part of spiritual development. So I'm going to leave you there for as long as you want to stay, and I'll say namaste and goodbye and see you all next week.